What's going on, guys? Back with another weekly episode. Got some things to talk about today. We'll talk a little bit about Gamescom 2020 that happened this week. I'll talk about some upcoming physical releases, and then we'll get into some pickups at the end of the video. Not a whole lot here this week, but let's go ahead and move on and get into some things. So, like I said, there was Gamescom 2020. This week, there was a lot. They showed a lot of stuff that we already knew about. There wasn't really anything big surprises that I recognized. The things that I think that were probably most notable was the Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart. They showed some more of that, and they alluded to that will probably be released this year. So it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think they're alluding to the fact that that'll be available probably this year. So it would be cool if that was a launch title for the PS5, because that's one of the things to where we don't know what else is going to be a launch title with the PS5 or what is even going to be out this year. Kind of like that's the issue with both the Xbox and the PS5 right now. To where I think we got the Spider-Man game is coming out this year, but aside from that, yeah, it's not a whole lot. I think Godfall that's my big game that I've been looking forward to. That's going to be dropping this year for the PS5. But other than that, it's not a whole lot. So it'd be cool if that does end up dropping. Other than that, another thing that got talked about was, for me, I buy quite a few games from Strictly Limited Games, which I believe they're a German company. But they featured the Turrican collection. So that's going to be printed. A physical copy of that would be printed by Strictly Limited Games, and the Turrican collection is it's going to include a lot of the Turrican games, which the Turrican games I think was made by a German developer to begin with. But the Turrican collection will have Turrican 1, 2, and 3 from the Amiga, which I've never played any of those games on the Amiga. It's going to have the Super Turrican, I believe, and Super Turrican 2 from the Super Nintendo, and then the Mega Turrican from the Sega Genesis. The Mega Turrican from the Sega Genesis, I've played through that, and that's a fantastic game. I think it's one of the better games on the Sega Genesis. And I think the ones on the Super Nintendo are pretty good as well. And like I said, I've never played any of those Amiga ones. Now, how that is going to be is, like, they have these physical editions from Strictly Limited. The collector's edition will basically include Volume 1 and then Volume 2. And it's kind of mix and matches what games are going to be on what versions. So you can either buy, and this will be available Switch or PS4. So you can buy just Volume 1 on the Switch, just Volume 2 on the Switch, and same goes for the PS4 as well. Or you can buy the Collector's Edition, which will include, I believe, an art book, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and just some other stuff that they typically have. I think pens and posters and stuff like that will come in those Collector's Editions. So they have a large variety of different stuff that you can buy from Strictly Limited. Being that I really like the Turrican series in general, it's something that I'll probably pick up, and that was something that got announced at Gamescom. So you can kind of keep an eye out for that. They have open pre-orders for that stuff going on right now at Strictly Limited Games. Also, some games that came up from Limited Run Games was the Gunvolt Burst. So they got the Mighty Gunvolt Burst on the Switch, and that's $29.99. That comes with a colored manual. Those pre-orders are open now until September 27th, and that's it's like a Mega Man, I guess, clone or whatever you want to call it, made by NT Creates, which is what I talked quite a bit about NT Creates on here in the past, where they made the Bloodstained Curse of the Moon games. So this is one of the games that Limited Run announced at their showcase this summer that I was definitely looking forward to, which I'm not aware of. They also have Gal Gunvolt Burst on the PS4, and that's $29 as well. Both those are open pre-orders until September 27th. So I was not aware of the Gal Gunvolt Burst, and I thought that was a sequel maybe to the Mighty Gunvolt Burst, but apparently that's just a port to the PS4, because this game was originally just on the Switch. The Mighty Gunvolt Burst, and apparently they made a port to the PS4. So that's all that is. I think they may have different playable characters from early on in the game, from what I've looked into and seen. But if you're into any of those games, and you want to grab a physical, those are open, like I said, until September 27th. So go ahead and check those out. All right, another physical edition that's going to be coming out this week will be Dandara, and that's from Super Rare Games. That comes out, I believe it's September 3rd. It's going to have 5,000 copies, and that's a Metroidvania kind of platformer. It looks like it has like pretty interesting mechanics. I've watched some reviews on it. It looks like the game is pretty decent, and you can kind of like hang off the walls. You can like cling on the walls and stuff like that, and like shoot at your opponents. The gameplay looks pretty interesting. It's a pretty unique aspect of a Metroidvania from what I've seen. I'll probably end up picking that up. But that comes out, like I said, September 3rd this week, and that's 5,000 copies. That'll have a full color manual, trading cards, and all that type of stuff. All right, guys, like I said, there wasn't much as far as news this week, so we'll go ahead and get into some pickups. This I grabbed this week. This is Darth Maul Kotobukiya Art FX statue, and it's really cool because the actual his lightsaber actually lights up. Cool. This guy is really awesome. Got him, I think, off of Amazon. He was on sale. Seen him before. I think this may be like a second print or second issue of him. But yeah, gorgeous statue. Really great detail. I wanted to get into some of the artifacts or just Kotobukiya statues for Star Wars, and this is actually the first one that I have grabbed. So very cool statue. Like him a lot. And he stands like, with his lightsaber and everything, he's about like 11 or 12 inches tall. So it's pretty formidable statue. Next up, so like last week I talked about how I drove across town to a video game store, like a retro video game store that I used to go to all the time. And they had some Sega CD games, and I got the Terminator. So this game I saw there, Three Ninjas, Kickback, and Hook combo deal. So I saw this, and I was trying to look it up on my phone, and I couldn't really find any listings on eBay or anything like that at the time. And a lot of times, like what I'll do to get pricing on games to see, because on eBay people will list things for whatever they want to list it for, as buy it nows or whatnot, and it's kind of it's not a good measure. You can go to pricecharting.com as well, but sometimes their prices are not up to date. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go to eBay and I'll go to you can do advanced search and do completed listings. And I couldn't do that from my phone. So this game was listed for $60, and I didn't want to buy it for $60, just not knowing like what it actually goes for. Got home and did the advanced settings and found out that this game goes from anywhere from like $100 to $200+. So it's a pretty rare game. Like I said, I couldn't find really any actual listings at the time. And so I went back to the next week and grabbed it. But Three Ninjas Kickback is it's a action platformer that's on, I think it's on the Genesis, it's on the Super Nintendo, so it's on multiple things. And this is the Sega CD version is the best version of this game. Same goes for Hook, to where that game is on the Genesis. I don't know if it's on the Genesis. I think that it is, but I know it's on the Super Nintendo. This is the best version of that game as well. But this combo deal, because I think both these games are available individually on the Sega CD, but this combo deal is pretty rare. So if you do see this anywhere, just know that it is quite pricey. So if you see it for a good deal, go ahead and grab it like I did. Also, I grabbed 3 NES games while I was there. I grabbed the Guardian Legend on the NES. This is kind of like one of the first, not the first, but it's probably one of the first like hybrid type games towards it plays as like a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up, and then like a top down action adventure game, and you play as this female protagonist, and she can kind of transform. She transforms like into like a ship basically, and that's how you play like the vertical scrolling stages. I have not played it much yet. I've played a little bit this week, but a lot of people consider this one of the best games on the NES, so I'll kind of make that decision once I've completed the game. But been wanting to grab it for a while, and just saw it in store, and like to grab things, at stores if I can. Also, I grabbed Alpha Mission on the NES, and this is another vertical scrolling shooter. This game's kind of like notorious for like the gameplay is it's an arcade style vertical scrolling shooter, so the gameplay is pretty difficult, but it's also pretty decent. At the same time, the sound effects and the music for the game are not very good, so it's kind of notorious for that, for having pretty bad sound. But like I said, at the same time, the gameplay is pretty good. It's actually a SNK. I kind of bought this as like a blind buy, just seeing that I was thinking that it was probably a vertical scrolling shooter, and then at the same time saw that it was made by SNK, so I kind of just did a blind buy for that. Same with this. This is Archon on the NES, and I just bought this randomly for the cover. I think it was like $5-6, something like that. I just a lot of times if I see like games out and I just like the cover, I'll just purchase it if it's cheap enough, just a blind buy, just to see how the game is. But Archon is actually, it's like a battle or a strategy chess game. And when like your players meet on the board, then you actually go into a battle arena to where they battle it out, and whoever wins that battle takes that place on the board. But interesting game. Like I said, I mean, I don't know how much I'll play of it, but it was a pretty interesting pickup, I thought. But that's it as far as pickups for this week. As far as what I've been playing, I wrapped up Battletoads on the Xbox One. And then I just have been wrapping up. I finished my Galaga mod for my arcade 1-up. I actually am going to do this week, I'll do my Ninja Turtles arcade mod video. So I'll just go through and do a video. I think you guys will enjoy that, seeing what some of the different things that I took a lot of things from different areas, things that I'd seen, and to make my mod for my Ninja Turtle arcade. So I think I'll do a video of that this week just to show you guys what all I did, see what you think. But that is it for this week's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.